Amazon is the tried and true way of shopping for anything you need or want at the lowest prices. Support the channel at no cost to you by doing your Amazon shopping through the link in the video description. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm a professional. Welcome to a Hero Dekker guide. I am Sylphin, where we are playing Dekker. This is a support, obviously, deck and guide for her, so check the deck out where we go into that more in depth at the end of the video. First card to take off is Font of Experience. Pretty much on any ranged caster support, I would definitely go for Font of Experience the most. Usually they have very important abilities, such as, you know, Muriel's Reversal of Fortune or Dekker's Containment Fence. It really helps you stay relevant when you are maybe rotating across the map and putting down wards, which you get later on. For Dekker, pretty much you have to go for your Stasis Bomb, just so that you can stun people, start kind of initiate those plays, and start you know, harassing and following up. So when you are when you are in the duo lane as a support, you're really trying to harass the enemy, especially because it's a melee Terra support. We will have the advantage in this duo lane, so you can poke at the enemies. Just make sure to not get aggro from the minions too much. You can head up and harass, but just not too much, and don't tank the shots from these ranged heroes too much. So I'm going to try to harass this Wraith a wee bit, and then just kind of back off and kind of let the minions die just a bit. Now, the second ability you get is Slow Bubble, her E ability. It's an AoE ability damage after 3 seconds, but more importantly, it slows people that come into contact with it. This is going to really help when we kind of initiate on the duo here and slowing them down, trying to kill them and win a favorable trade. The first 1,000 gold, whether you die or not, can be spent on healing towers gem. Is very important. The sustain in this lane is actually more important than you would think, so it enables you to get a level advantage, farm more, and stuff like that. So do that for sure, but keep in mind you want Lamplighter and maybe a Rejuvenator potion pretty soon. So what you are going to have to do here is, there we go, stun, follow up the stun there with that, and oh goodness, there's a Kwang as well, so we're gonna have to be really careful here, and not much I'm gonna be able to do really with trying to heal or protect the stronghold besides using my Stasis Bomb or my slow. So there you saw me using my Q to layer on the crowd control. I want to keep people like that. I'm gonna try to stun the Kwang, but I failed at that, and now he is dead. So that is the issue there. I'm gonna say gotta retreat, because there's really, you have to be really careful here. I'm gonna stun him, but I don't have my slow grenade or my slow bubble, and definitely not enough damage there to do pretty much anything. This Wraith pretty much just killed himself here, so we're just gonna make sure that Severog gets the kill. Fantastic. Now, the next cards that you are going to want to get, Armored Footman helps with sustain, as it has a chance to reduce basic damage taken by you by 50, which is quite a bit here in the this early game. Next is Shadow Wards, and actually, if you can look down there, see the little blue icon there, which is the ward that I placed down in the river. Go check out my other guides for ward placements, as it really is really important as a support. You want ward to help give you knowledge of when ganks are coming, so you can retreat and play safe. You don't want to last hit when your carry is near. And oh, the Wraith got that nicely done. Wow. Okay, that's just impressive for him. What you want, you can put a point into agility here, as that can give you that does give you your auto mana or auto health potion, which is again important here in this early game. I think it is underestimated, to be honest with you. We also have healing towers gems, so the sustain in this early game, getting value from your lesser from your lesser economy is actually really important, and that is exactly what I'm going to do here. The third ability you unlock is your rocket boots. It's a directional leap that can help you escape a lot of things, get over some terrain, dodge ground-based routes like Sevarog's route, for example, jump over obstacles, and just kind of dodge skill shots as well. You can actually dodge skill shots with it quite effectively as well, so don't hesitate to use that. It's only 25 mana, so you can absolutely do that here quite well. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be pretty darn bad. I'm going to place this here to protect my Drongo. Looks like he did get caught by the sword. Unfortunately, do I get him? There I do, and that is one dead Kwong indeed. Fantastic. Always trying to level up, trying to layer on the crowd control with other members of your team. What ability you saw me there? What was that big huge cage? That is our ultimate containment fence. Circular energy fence, lasts 3 seconds, and you can re-trigger to cancel it. What I did there was I tried to separate my Drongo from the enemy trio there, and what you have to actually understand is that the fence actually is impermeable, so it actually blocks basic attacks from the enemy, projectiles, stuff like that. So it would have saved him if that Kwong again didn't land that sword, which does go over top. Unfortunately, another unintended issue with Kwong, I suppose. One of the best cards in the game here for supports is Protective Sentry. Every 65 seconds, you can put down a ward that obviously reveals the area, but also it gives your team and anybody in its radius 12 basic armor. I honestly think that armor has saved me and my team quite a bit, to be honest with you. Honestly, really quite a bit. It does more than you think. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to put that down on the ground in an engagement for you to kind of, you know, do some work in supporting your team and giving them some extra mobility. So here I'm going to try to engage here for my team, and let's see what we can do. Can we land a stun? I do indeed land the stun, and there is that. I could use my ultimate here. Let's try to do that. Fantastic a job done by the Morgesh to secure that kill. And there you go. There is using that stasis bomb at the opportune time to make sure you secure those kills. And kind of there's always one crucial moment where one stun would lead to a kill, one stun would turn the tide of battle. There's usually that moment, and I think that moment was there for me to stun that Wraith to secure that kill. Now, this next card has saved this tier 2 tower here that Drongo's trying to defend twice now. Well, it didn't quite work this time. What Protective Structures is a situational card giving you some power and mana, and some mana regen that also has a active here that allows you to grant your structures immunity for 7 seconds. Obviously, that is huge. That can lead to, obviously, you saving your tower, and that did happen once here. But unfortunately, the steel kind of keeps on losing that trade there. It's a very situational card. If you are behind, if there's somebody like a Wukong, you can absolutely use this card to create value. you can definitely pick it up. Now here in this engagement, we're gonna try to do our thing here, and let's see. Oh boy, he misses. Can I do the stun? Let's do this. Let's put down our ultimate here, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna do much. I just used my ward, unfortunately, and the Terra is around. I'm gonna stun her after the root lands. This should be a kill. Just make sure to slow her down here and secure that kill. The Wraith may be around, wanting to snipe. I'll try to body block his snipe for the Severog, and that is one pretty advanced technique that you can use for as a support. Body blocking basic attacks and projectiles for your teammates. It would much rather be you dying than they. One thing I think I've learned is that don't be afraid to get rid of your Protective Sentry to curve into another card, to use those attribute points to get a better card. And in this scenario, I've gone for Rallying Shout. It's an AoE heal that also grants 24 basic armor for a time, and that's kind of like that Protective Sentry in that regard, but better, and it heals your allies, and the heal can also apply to more people. Because you have those shadow wards, the Lamplighter that is only 300 gold, you can just buy that instead, and that can be your temporary wards while you work up to getting Protective Sentry again. Now that they are on Fangtooth, we're gonna have to really focus here on trying to contest this, even though we may need to defend the left lane. Morgash is going over there, so it should be okay. Now for engagements, remember that you can absolutely set the battlefield and use your ultimate. So I'm gonna say do this here. There is the ultimate, but come on, where is the follow-up? Where I'm gonna use my ward here, and hopefully, can I stun? No, I cannot stun the come on guys, follow up. And that's all you can do. That is all you can do. You can set the battlefield and not much more. You know, as a support, especially as a Dekker, who, you know what, is really definitely not that bad. Really, I mean, Muriel is really good comparatively speaking. Really, she ain't that bad, and especially if your team can utilize what she brings to the table, she's pretty good. And here is the deck, ladies and gentlemen. Lamplighter for those wards that are absolutely mandatory. Rejuvenator for some great sustain if you need it. Armored Footman, like I said, great damage mitigation, especially from all those basic damage and attacks in the duo lane. The Font of Experience, mandatory for casters. Melee heroes, kind of sort of needs it as well. All heroes equally need it, but usually that ultimate is really, really important. Radiant Healer, if there's a crazy poke in that duo lane, we could have used it here, but didn't end up being too necessary. Vanguard Captain for some insane health regen and enables you and your ally to take reduced damage from minions is very effective. Brilliant Fortification, like we said, is the structure saver. Very situational. In this case, it worked perfectly. Protective Sentry, an absolute must-have card, but don't be afraid to get rid of it to get a higher cost card up here, and just get Lamplighter temporarily. Malik's Grace gives yourself and your target ally hero a shield for 25% of your maximum health, so it only really gets super effective in the very late game when you have lots of vitality and lots of hero levels. Malik's Prayer, again, is that double the effective Protective Sentry in the basic armor department, but heals everybody around you. Very good card. You have Yomi Guardian. It's a bit of a different card. If you're very much in the late game and you have a ton of economy, you can go for this. It's better on melee supports, but Form of Grubbish is just amazing for caster supports. We did get 13 points of intellect in this game, but the brilliant fortification was just pretty much mandatory in this game without Wukong, so I couldn't quite get it, not just yet. But this morphs your target enemy hero into a bug for 3 seconds. Great for the Wukong nonsense, for the Wraith nonsense. Anybody that really just needs to take a timeout for 3 seconds so you can just obliterate them. Very, very powerful card for supports. The Gem's auto health potion for that sustain in the early game is monstrous. If you can out sustain, out level, and out farm them, it really does go quite well. Healing towers if you're on the back foot. Again, the sustain's really important, and damage reduction, so you take reduced damage as a support. You know, tanking those projectiles or basic attacks is really important. Onslaught, so you can reduce the cooldown of your ultimate, which is really, really high. High impact and high cooldown is very important. Mana fountain, so you gain more mana regen for the more missing mana that you're missing, is really powerful. And spell shield, if you get there, is just insane, so that you don't get taken out with stuns or high damage abilities, stuff like that. That is my caster support deck for Dekker. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Dekker. Patreon allows creators to offer their fans a way of supporting them and what they do. With flexible and painless payment options, anyone can support their creator for as little as $1 a month. If you would like to help me do what I love, check out the link in the video description to learn more. Please like this video, like it, dislike it, share it with the community. Of course, guys, subscribe. If you guys like this content, especially if you found it useful, please subscribe so we can do it for you in the future. Check the video description for links to my website, merchandise store, and Amazon affiliate link as well. Go and follow me on all my social media here. Of course, huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters, my YouTube sponsors, and my Twitch subscribers, who all go out of their way to support me and make these videos possible. Until next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.